We are inevitably affected by things that are quote unquote not our business. And some people may choose to vocalize the extent of their discomfort, and others may opt to just deal with that discomfort internally. That's one of the biggest issues for me. I mean, there's so much outrage about the way people are affected rather than the inevitability that people are indeed affected. As though sensitivity were in all ways, right, a selective burden. As though proximity to disorder, to pain, to dysfunction did not reconfigure psychology. I call the latter defensive ignorance, and honestly, it is tragic. There is, in my opinion, every evidence of that, okay? Every evidence of what I termed defensive ignorance in people who go as far as to impose some moral issue in those affected merely for the fact that they are affected. And to make things abundantly clear, I'm not arguing that individuals should now, because of this reality, right, become hyper vigilant of their own like individual expression. I'm not saying that you need to socially audit every internal fluctuation. Rather, I'm suggesting something much more restrained, much more responsible, but at the same time, yes, much more demanding. That the resolution of internal disorder is never private in its consequences. And we're speaking of vice, addiction, relational instability, internal fragmentation. The reorganization of the internal self invariably extends outward. It affects those in proximity. It affects relational fields. It changes trajectories beyond the individual. And again, I want to be careful here because that observation, it need not be burdensome or accusatory. The point is not that every person should be neurotically occupied with the possibility of affecting others. The point is that that influence is not optional. The command to love your neighbor like fundamentally presupposes that what happens inside you affects what happens around you. The pursuit of integrity, right, is never purely self-directed. Actually, like its benefits overflow, but so do the consequences of disorder. You know, your healing may bless people you may never meet. Your courage strengthens people whose names you may never know. Your honesty, right, creates trust in places you may never see. And likewise, your unresolved dysfunction may wound people you never intended to harm. Your bitterness can literally become somebody else's insecurity. Your cowardice can become somebody else's suffering, and not necessarily because you were malicious. I want to extend the benefit of the doubt there. It's not because we always desire these outcomes. I think we often forget that we are entangled in more realities than we realize. The purpose of judgment was never to decide who is worthy of love, right? It was to recognize, it was to discern what leads to life and what leads away from it. And so I'll end off by saying something that may seem a little bit harsh, but you guys, it just needs to be said, okay? You do not become more loving by refusing to distinguish poison from nourishment, okay? You simply become easier to poison.